We're here at the Fork Stables in Norwood, North Carolina for an eventing clinic.
That's right, Blair. Folks, the old PD Cowboys come way up the Big PD River today. At the confluence of the Rocky River and the Big PD River to a beautiful place called the Forks Farms and Stables. Did my homework a little bit last night. And I think back in the 1750s, a family by the name of the Colsons had this, and they created an inn, which back then, a name for inn was an ordinary. And folks, the show today is going to be anything other than ordinary. So we're going to do some world-class eventing with some clinicians I got here today. So we're a little cold, but we're looking forward to it.
We are. We're very excited, so stay tuned for more horse tales.
Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Mickey Finn's, your one-stop party shop with 2 locations to serve you in Florence. Ashley Jones, for all your farrier needs. Call Ashley at 843-992-6723. By Pine View Enterprises, for all your trailer, horse cargo, and utility needs. Also check out their full line of golf carts and storage buildings. See Randall Jones for the best deals in the Southeast. By King Street Auction Company, buying and selling new and used equipment, tractors, and real estate. Call Alton Brown Jr. at 843-382-2121. And by Marshall's Marine. When you need horsepower for your boat, call Marshall's Marine.
Did you know that the equine industry in South Carolina has an economic impact of nearly $3 billion annually? Hello, I'm Marcia Hewitt with the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. The economic impact of the horse industry is one of our state's best-kept secrets. Thousands of people are employed in different areas, from hands-on care to the production of horse supplies. Horses and the opportunity to ride various parts of our beautiful state, from the coast to the mountains, from trail riding to world-class horse racing. South Carolina is a leader in the equine industry.
If you want the feeling of real horsepower, come on down to Doug's Harley-Davidson, located in Florence, South Carolina.
Doug's Harley-Davidson wants you to come by and see why no other bikes on the road compare to Harley-Davidson's ride and performance. And after the sale, Doug's Harley-Davidson has the experience to service your new or pre-owned bike for years to come. And for the latest Harley-Davidson clothing and accessories, Doug's has the complete fashion look on and off the bike.
Doug's Harley-Davidson is not just a motorcycle, it's a way of life.
Welcome to Pieces, where you can find pieces for you and your home. Your one-stop shop for women's clothing, jewelry, gifts, accent furniture, and accessories for the home. Located at 1228 Celebration Boulevard.
There's nothing fresher, nothing finer than locally grown fruits and vegetables. They're tastier, sweeter, healthier, and most of us would agree they're better. That's why your South Carolina Department of Agriculture is working to make certified South Carolina grown produce and products available in stores in your neighborhood. Ask for South Carolina. Nothing's fresher, nothing's finer.
Southern Flooring and Interiors, Florence's premier flooring and decorating company. The talent, dedication, and experience of their staff gives them a leading edge in the marketplace. No job is too big or too small. Southern Flooring and Interiors, located at 1228 Celebration Boulevard.
The calendar of events is being brought to you by the South Carolina Horsemen's Council, the voice of the Palmetto State's equine industry.
Folks, join out is Sinead Halpin. And the only thing we got in common, we're both from South Carolina, so we're going to take it from there.
That's a great thing to have in common.
It certainly is.
And we like horses.
Love horses.
Love horses, so that's 2 things.
Yeah, and I was doing my homework on you, and it was really neat. Your mom's from
Ireland.
And so you bring the ponies in at night for tea. Is that was that a horse joke? Was that real?
Well, she says it's real, but I don't know. She's getting a little older now, so she might have been making it up. But yeah, she definitely had horses in the blood. I think that's where I got it from.
Right. Well, I had ponies growing up, but I never made it into the house. Well, I'm just going to let you take it from there. You're a very accomplished horse person, so you tell the folks just really how you got started and what you're doing up here today.
Well, I got started riding when, I don't know, I did the whole I want a pony, I want a pony, I want a pony. Right. And somewhere along there I got to take some riding lessons and ended up taking on a full-time job as being a horse trainer. And so I've traveled all over the world. I spent all summer in Europe preparing for the Olympics. I was the first alternate for the Olympic Games in London. And then ended up staying and doing another large competition in September there. But I started in South Carolina and then moved to Georgia. I got a job with an upper level event rider in Georgia when I was about 17 or 18.
Wow.
And then moved to Virginia. He moved to Virginia, and then I worked in Virginia buying and selling horses and training, and I rode race horses and fox hunters and polo ponies and was a waitress and anything that I could do to survive and get to do what I love, and that's horses. And then I got offered a job in Europe. So then I moved to Europe for almost 2 years and trained out of Europe. And then I'm a very American and I wanted to come home. So I was there for a couple of years and ended up actually getting some work in New Jersey and moved up to New Jersey and run an operation. I've got about 15 horses and 3 girls that work for me now that are running the shop while I'm here. And for event riders, what we do is we compete up and down pretty much the East Coast and maybe a trip to Europe once a year, but this is technically our off season. Okay. And in the off season, you basically travel around anywhere you can teaching clinics to make up for all the money you've spent while being on the road. So I'm here this weekend with 2 other great trainers, and next weekend I'm in Alabama, and the weekend after that I'm in Texas. And so yeah, we just travel around and teach all day, and people sign up. We've had people in today from Virginia, from Maryland that have traveled all over the place to stay here at the Fork, which is a phenomenal facility.
It certainly is. Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic, and we've got multiple rings to work out of, and we'll see the cross country in a little bit, and so it can facilitate. I think we had 30 riders I think come in this weekend.
That's pretty good this time of year, right after,
Yeah, it's really fun, and we had a lot of young riders. There's a lot of kids in the South that are real eager to learn and really want to come and compete and get every bit of knowledge they can. So it's really exciting. It's really fun.
Well, we were just talking. So here this spring at the Fort, there's a world-class eventing. Competition. You want to tell us briefly about that?
Yeah.
Because you will be competing, correct?
I will be competing.
Fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully I'll have about 5 horses competing here. Okay. There's different levels that run from the training level, which is a greener level for kids and amateurs and young horses and that sort of thing, all the way up to the advanced level, which is the top Olympic level of the sport. Okay. And this is one of the few sports that you can actually be in the same division with an Olympian. You can have a 14-year-old kid that'll be in the same division with an Olympian. They're in the same warm-ups. Everybody's riding together, because the classes, you might have an Olympian that's on a 5-year-old horse, right? That's going training level and they're just learning the game. And then you've got a kid who's learning the game and their horse is probably more experienced. But it's very rare that you get to have that type of connection with people that are your peers and your mentors in the sport. So it's really cool. And this event is right before Rolex Kentucky, which is our biggest championship 4-star in the country. There's only 5 4-stars in the world, and that is at the end of April. So this event at the Fork is like that practice run. It's a really tough competition. You've got the best riders from all over the country. We've got people that come from the West Coast to come to this. They'll fly in from the West Coast, fly their horses over to do the competition here and really get that final prep before Rolex. So it's a pretty awesome competition.
Well, folks, hopefully when I interview her girl, do you call it the winner's circle when you win an event?
Yeah. The victory gallop. Leading folks, the victory gallop.
I hope you got as informed as I did. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again.
Thanks.
Joining me now is Rebecca Howard, who is teaching in this 3-day clinic today. And tell us what you're teaching.
Well, we've had 3 days, and this was the 3rd day today. So we've started the horses and riders first on the flat work with no jumps on the first day, and then we've each had them either in the arena over show jumps or out on the cross country over cross country fences over the last 2 days.
Okay.
So yeah, just the different principles applied to riding a dressage test and different skills to ride the different types of fences.
And where did you learn your skills from?
Oh, it's a lifelong journey, and it continues to be that. I grew up in British Columbia, Canada, and had some great instruction back there with a guy named Nick Smith and Joni Lynn Peters would be the two main people back there. And then I came out east here now about 11 years ago, I guess, and I worked predominantly with David and Karen O'Connor. So, and David would have been my biggest mentor, biggest influence in my knowledge and skills for sure.
All right, Rebecca, for this clinic you are focusing on eventing.
Yeah.
Tell me the different phases of eventing.
Eventing traditionally is called 3-day eventing because it takes place with 3 different phases that we do on 3 different days. The first day is dressage, and it's like the figures in figure skating. Every competitor, every rider rides the exact same pattern, and they're judged on a scale of 1 to 10 on all the different movements within that pattern. Second day is the exciting day. It's cross country, it's endurance phase of the sport. It involves galloping in open space over terrain, up and down hills, jumping obstacles that are naturally built, and they're solid obstacles. So there's big tables, and then you do banks, jumping down banks, up banks, in and out of water, over ditches. And then the third day is called show jumping, and a lot of people have probably seen that on TV. It's in an arena setting, and so jumping colored poles that can fall down. So after your horse has had to be brave and aggressive on day 2, they have to come back on day 3 and come back and be obedient and careful over the show jumps. So it often requires a different shape of jump. So again, it comes back down to sort of communication stuff that we've worked on the first few days, and so the exercises in the arena is a lot more of a controlled setting, and that finishes the event.
So do y'all have all different levels of riders?
Yeah, we've had all different ages and levels of riders. The sport that we do starts with a level called beginner novice, and that's the lowest level, and it goes all the way up to advanced. And we've had beginner novice riders and horses getting ready to go intermediate, which would be the level below advanced.
Okay.
So.
And you're at a very high level from what I understand. You were in the Olympics?
I was. I represented Canada at the London Games this year. We didn't go quite as I had hoped, but I will be back.
Well, that's a big accomplishment, you just being there.
Yeah, no, I certainly am now even more hungry to do it again and to do really well. So
what other events have you
well, the year 2011 was the Pan American Games, and I represented Canada again there on a horse that was owned here by the Fork Farm and Jim Cogdell, and that was in Mexico. So we had a trip to Mexico with the ponies, and that went really well. We came home with a silver medal, and I was 6th individually there. And then the year before that was the World Equestrian Games, which the World Games in 2010 were held in Kentucky. So that was really exciting for the sport on this continent to have equestrian sports highlighted here. And for me, that was my first time representing my country, so it was a really exciting time, and Canada came away with the silver medal there as well. I was competing as an individual that competition, and it did go very well as well. My horse was young, and he performed really well, so it was a really exciting competition.
Yeah, well, that is great. I can't believe I'm meeting an Olympian. Well, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Rose Cushing with Carolina Hoofbeats Magazine. Stay tuned for more Horse Tales with Blair and the PD Cowboy.
Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Mickey Finn's, your one-stop party shop with 2 locations to serve you in Florence. Ashley Jones, for all your farrier needs. Call Ashley at 843-992-6723. By Pine View Enterprises, for all your trailer, horse cargo, and utility needs. Also check out their full line of golf carts and storage buildings. See Randall Jones for the best deals in the Southeast. By King Street Auction Company, buying and selling new and used equipment, tractors, and real estate. Call Alton Brown Jr. at 843-382-2121. And by Marshall's Marine. When you need horsepower for your boat, call Marshall's Marine.
Did you know that the equine industry in South Carolina has an economic impact of nearly $3 billion annually? Hello, I'm Marcia Hewitt with the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. The economic impact of the horse industry is one of our state's best-kept secrets. Thousands of people are employed in different areas, from hands-on care to the production of horse supplies. Horses and the opportunity to ride various parts of our beautiful state, from the coast to the mountains, from trail riding to world-class horse racing. South Carolina is a leader in the equine industry.
If you want the feeling of real horsepower, come on down to Doug's Harley-Davidson, located in Florence, South Carolina.
Doug's Harley-Davidson wants you to come by and see why no other bikes on the road compare to Harley-Davidson's ride and performance. And after the sale, Doug's Harley-Davidson has the experience to service your new or pre-owned bike for years to come. And for the latest Harley-Davidson clothing and accessories, Doug's has the complete fashion look on and off the bike.
Doug's Harley-Davidson is not just a motorcycle, it's a way of life.
Folks, join me now is Lynn Szymanski. I got it out there.
You got it.
A former Pan American gold medal.
Yep.
Wow.
For the United States team last year on the Pan American Games.
What you got you up in Norwood, North Carolina today?
Norwood, North Carolina. Well, it's a few hours south of where I'm from. We're here teaching a clinic with two of my best friends that also ride at the high performance level on teams, one for Canada and one for the United States. And the three of us have been friends for a very long time. Get together and do this clinic. This is our second annual clinic for the new year.
Now, it really takes a lot of athletic ability, and we've been talking to some. Really, what does it take for you to stay in this kind of shape and just the athleticism for riding on this level?
I'm fortunate because I do this as a profession that I'm sitting on multiple horses a day, my own horses and client horses. So, you know, from sun up to sundown, I'm either outside teaching or sitting on up from 10 to 15 horses a day.
Right. Yep. And how many horses have you had up in the clinic this weekend?
Well, I'm not riding here, I'm teaching here.
Right.
So I think we had 30 riders here for the clinic this weekend over the last 2-3 days.
And what various breeds did you see this weekend? Was it basically thoroughbreds, warm bloods? What,
you know, for eventing, they're more thoroughbred based.
Okay.
There were quite a few thoroughbreds, but no, there are a lot of there was a little Appaloosa pony. We had a half Shire horse. So, you know, at some of the lower levels where you don't need quite as much fitness, you have a lot of crossbreeds. But yeah.
But when you was riding in the Olympians stuff, what breed did you ride?
I was on a thoroughbred. The horse had raced unsuccessfully.
Right.
And I have had several thoroughbreds or several crossbreds, meaning a little bit of warm blood combined with mostly thoroughbred as well, because they need the endurance in order to get through the cross country.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really, so why is that mostly thoroughbreds just for the athleticism?
Well, it is. It used to be majority thoroughbreds. Now there's a lot of half-breds. So you have the warm bloods that you get the movement and the athleticism over the fences as well, combined with the endurance of the thoroughbred. A lot of people are, the way the sport is going is that some of the thoroughbreds that come from the track that have raced for several years, it's very hard to have a hotter horse in the sport because you have to have them, you have to have the mindset of the horse to be able to stay quiet on the flat. Quiet enough and have the movement. And for some thoroughbreds, that's a bit tougher than others. But yeah, and then in the cross country, we can't have a pure warm blood horse because they don't have the fitness to be able to do the cross country.
Because I was going to ask that with the mind, because a lot of the thoroughbreds, you mentioned one that didn't make it on the flat track, they basically, the gates open and they gone, and no thinking.
Yeah, well, it's good on cross country day for sure to have that mentality. But you have the dressage and show jumping as well. So it's, I mean, we're constantly looking for the perfect horse, and there isn't a perfect horse. It's just finding what works for each phase well enough to get them as competitive as possible.
So I imagine the competition is pretty keen.
It is.
Will you be up here in the spring with
competing at the Fort?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
we'll be here.
All your friends, y'all competing against each other,
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you got your horse picked out for the spring?
I have a few horses that are planning to come this
so
spring.
You have multiple horses here.
Yeah, one that's going to come and do the 3-star, and then a few younger horses that are 6-7 years old that'll do the 1-star, 2-star.
Now you mentioned 3-star. Now I'm new to all this. You want to explain that a little bit to me?
Yeah, so we have 1 to 4-star, which is at the international level. So that's recognized all over the world.
Okay.
And so at the 1-star level, you're jumping 3-7, 2-star, 3-star.
Okay.
Yeah, about like that.
Okay.
So each level, the jumping efforts get bigger. They get wider. There's more jumping efforts up until the 4-star level, which is at the World Equestrian Games and the Olympics, and that is the top of the sport. So the highest level they have here is 3-star, which is it's almost the same as the Olympics, just a very shorter course, a little bit smaller, but you're going to see kind of the same sort of questions you would on television for the Olympics or the World Equestrian Games, and some of the best horses in the country competing here at the 3-star.
So you have a 3-star here, and then that's a woman that said for going to Kentucky, is that correct?
Yep, that's a prep. That's the last prep for most of these horses that are going to be going to Kentucky in the spring. The horse that I will be riding at 3-star is prepping for Kentucky.
Will that be a 3-star for?
Kentucky's a 4-star.
Wow.
Yep, highest in the world.
Pretty impressive.
Hi, I'm Avy Albin. I work at the Fork Farm, and I want you to stay tuned for more horse tales with Blair and the PD Cowboy.
Folks, I got a special treat for you today. I'll look high and low for a good horse tale, and I've got my great nieces with me. More ways than one. They're my great nieces, and they are great nieces. I got Aniston and Ansley.
Hi, I'm Aniston. I'm 11 years old and I'm in the 6th grade.
Hi, I'm Ainsley. I'm 10 years old and I'm in the 4th grade.
I can remember those days. That was a good while back. Well, you folks, you know I'm a horse lover. When I was growing up, I loved horses, and there's nothing I could do to get away from just my love for horses. Mom used to take me to the laundromat in Chesterfield County. I would go into the hardware and just sit there and just dream about horses. What's your biggest dream about a horse?
I would like to have one and I could jump it and do trail rides with it and just hang out with it.
So that would be your greatest dream, to have a horse?
Yes, sir.
Are you working hard to get one?
Yes, sir. My dad's building a fence so we can get one soon.
Have you got your money saved up?
No, sir.
How about you, Ansley? What's your biggest dream?
I don't really care. I mean, like, I don't really care about the breed or what I do with that. I just want a horse. I like animals.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, you know, when I was y'all's age, I had a brother that's very dear to me. And when I was growing up, Mom and Daddy worked hard, but we didn't have a lot. So when we got something, it was very special. So my brother Steve worked at a turkey farm, and he worked real hard for his money. He knew I loved horses, and Dad just didn't have the money to do it. So something was kind of going on. I noticed my brother had got a bunch of fence posts and wire and had them out there side of the house, and I'd come home from school and he'd have a pasture up, and I said, I didn't know exactly what was going on. So one day I got off the school bus and looked out there, and there was a beautiful Shetland pony by the name of Charlie. And it was just like a dream when I got off that school bus, because I didn't really know what was going on. And I remember just running wide open, and Steve stepped out, and I didn't know who I hugged the most, Steve or the pony and stuff, but it was a very, very, very special time for me. And today, what I'd like to do from my family to your family is give y'all that very special gift myself. I have a horse that I've raised from a little fella, named him after a very special athlete friend of mine, Tebow, and that's going to be y'all's forever horse that you can get a little choked up here, folks. So here is your forever horse in your present. Have at it, girls. He's all yours. Say hello to Tebow. Well, get up and hug him.
Are you for real?
We are for real, girls. We love you. This is from Horse Tales to y'all.
There you go.
There you go. How about it, girls? We'll go hug him.
Boy.
Well, Tebow, you look kind of funny with that. Well, how about y'all get up there right quick and get a picture of y'all?
Okay.
Come on around on this side.
Is that a tear I see?
And I'm gonna throw you. You ready?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right, now you're gonna have to work real hard to get you a bridle and saddle. Tebow, what do you think about it? Folks, we had a great time up here at Fork Stables. Blair, this place is pretty, isn't it?
It is.
It really is. A lot to offer up here. And it'd take 10 minutes to tell you folks, but go to forkstables.com and their website, have you a cup of coffee ready, because you can really spend some time on it.
We've had a great time here today. We've learned a lot from the clinicians, and some of them are Olympians. So we were really honored to be with them today. And if you have missed an episode, visit our website at horsetales.tv.com, and also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
And until next week, keep your reins low and your hands quiet, and God bless America, and I hope to see you back next week.
See you next week.